Alright, this is John Colo with GrowingYourGreens.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you coming from my backyard garden. Still in the height of pepper and tomato season here. I know many of you guys, your season might be a little bit over, but it's time to start planning for next season and start figuring out what you're going to plant for next season. So the video today is 10 reasons why you should grow more peppers and less tomatoes. You know, I personally love peppers, and I'm biased. I love peppers a lot more than I like tomatoes, and in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to share with you 10 reasons why I think you should definitely grow more peppers instead of tomatoes in your garden for next year. So the first reason why you should grow more peppers is to be different. Dare to be different. I like going against the grain myself, and the tomato is the #1 grown vegetable for home gardeners. If you're going to grow something, usually people grow tomatoes and not peppers. I like to be being different, except when I'm going against the grain in traffic. The last time I went against traffic flow, not cool. I was getting off an off-ramp, off the freeway, and then I kind of misjudged where I was supposed to go because there's no lane markers, and I was going against the traffic, and I'm like, oh crap, this is not good. So go against the grain by growing peppers, but don't drive against the traffic. Reason number 2 why you should grow more peppers instead of tomatoes is because you can fit more plants in and have more babies to take care of. Actually, we're talking about a 4-foot circular bed here, and in a 4-foot circular bed I could fit about 8 tomato plants, and in the same area I fit about 13 or 14, I believe, pepper plants. And you can actually grow them closer together, so my tomato plants are spaced maybe 18 to 24 inches apart, and they branch out and spread and get all gnarly. And these guys just pretty much grow straight and erect. And I have them all staked up here to grow them vertically, and you could fit a lot more plants in instead of less tomatoes. Reason number 3 to grow more peppers instead of tomatoes, very simply, disease resistance. Check this out. Here's my tomato plant. It caught something. I don't know exactly what. But I've oftentimes had, tomato plants I've lost and tomato plants that get diseased, bug infestations and all this kind of stuff. My pepper plants are more immune, and they don't seem to be as affected by pests and disease as the tomatoes. Reason number 4 to grow more peppers instead of tomatoes is, check this out, man. I got a raised bed on this side, a raised bed on this side, and this is supposed to be the walkway right here, but we got a land bridge of tomato vines. The 4th reason is because the pepper plants stay more smaller and more controllable. This is especially important if you don't want your front yard looking like a jungle, like this kind of looks jungly, because the tomatoes are just so out of control. Of course, you can trellis your tomatoes up high if you got the Texas tomato cage, but they just grow more like a vine and just sprawl all over the place, man, so it can be a lot more messy unless you grow patio style or tomatoes that stay smaller. But I found in many cases those tomatoes don't necessarily taste that good. I like peppers because they stay a lot smaller. They're much more easier to manage and control. Reason number 5 to grow more peppers instead of tomatoes is they're easier to dig up at the end of the season to overwinter it inside. I've overwintered my peppers before in an unheated greenhouse. I've tried the same with tomatoes. Just doesn't quite work, man. The tomatoes have a much softer stem and they're more damaged and more fragile. The peppers are more like a tree and they're more hardy. So I've definitely overwintered them in an unheated greenhouse, and you could overwinter yours actually inside underneath some lights in the wintertime and then have a jump on the next season. Reason number 6 to grow more peppers instead of tomatoes is, in my opinion, there's much more taste complexity and flavors with peppers than there ever was with tomatoes. Think about it. They got hot peppers, they got sweet peppers, and then they got that smoky type pepper. I mean, all the peppers I've ever grown, they taste so unique and different. With tomatoes, yes, they're absolutely different tasting tomatoes, but the flavor complexities are much better, in my opinion, on the peppers. Reason number 7 to grow more peppers instead of tomatoes is very simply, they store fresh longer. I've actually harvested peppers and they stay much fresher longer. They don't, dry out, shrivel up, go moldy as fast as the tomatoes. So you'll be eating fresh peppers longer into the winter. Reason number 8 to grow more peppers instead of tomatoes is pretty much right here. Check it out. This guy is ripe on the vine, and it's actually even sun drying on the vine. So peppers are much easier to dry and preserve and keep for the winter than the tomatoes. Actually, depending on where you live, they might even dry on the vine just like this. And then this will totally keep for a while. Other varieties you could actually pick and hang dry. Yet, of course, some other ones you may have to dehydrate. And they're going to dehydrate faster than tomato because they have less water content. Reason number 9 to grow more peppers instead of tomatoes, guess what? They're more cold tolerant. I'd have my peppers, certain varieties of course, overwinter and grow and produce in an unheated greenhouse even. Now, of course, that's going to depend on where you live, but some pepper varieties can reliably still produce when it gets into the high 30s, like the Manzano or Ricotta varieties. So reason number 10 to grow more peppers instead of tomatoes is because they are more nutrient dense. What does nutrient dense mean? That means it has more nutrients per the calories when they're calculated out. I want to encourage you guys to check out Dr. Joel Fuhrman and his book Eat to Live. He also talks about the Andy scoring chart where like leafy greens are the highest foods on the chart at 1,000, like the watercress and kale and collard greens. And on like a 0 is like soda and junk food. So we want to eat high on the nutrient density list to get all the nutrients we need without all the calories that may, make you fat and overweight. So the peppers are actually much higher than the tomatoes, and I want you guys to remember these numbers. So for example, the tomatoes are 164 on the nutrient density list, and guess what the peppers are? One of your guys' favorite numbers, check it out, 420. Yes, the peppers are 420, so you'll remember 420, and you'll think about peppers and eating and growing more peppers. All right, so I just named off 10 reasons why you should grow more peppers than tomatoes. Lastly, I want to give you a con, actually, of peppers. Peppers may require more heat, and this is especially important depending on the variety you're growing. Some varieties do better with cool temperatures, like the Manzanos, they'll produce fine, but some need pretty warm temperatures that many of you guys may not have. So to rectify this, you want to get the right variety, and what I've learned also is that it's very important to try to grow the smaller peppers instead of the big, large, hunking ones, man. I grow the small varieties. Actually, you saw the red cherries, and they have a hot red cherry, but they also have a sweet red cherry that's actually produced quite well in my garden. So to conclude this video, actually I want to open up a gift for you guys that I got in the mail just the other day, really relative and pertinent to this video today. It's right here. It's a little box, and it's actually from chiliplants.com out of New Jersey. Let's go ahead and open up this box. Check it out. In this box, we got a little catalog, and we'll talk about that in a second, but check this out inside the box here. We got all these beautiful peppers, and it's really cool. It has a little legend here for like what's in each one. So check it out. These are called boot jolokias. And I bet many of you guys wish I'd put this in my mouth right now and eat it. I'd be in pain, man. You can look up boot jolokia videos on YouTube for people that are like curled over after eating just a little bit of this one. Super hot. This is probably one of the most hot peppers in the world right here. Boot jolokia, we got this one called Fatale. That doesn't sound good either, Fatale, it's like fatal. And then we got a habanero red Savannah. I mean, look at these guys, are totally beautiful. Honestly, tell me that tomatoes look this cool. I mean, all the different shapes and sizes of the peppers, amazing. Over here we got the Grenada seasoning pepper, definitely looks really cool. Next right here we got the ají dulce #1s. Look at this, man, these look like little UFOs. And then finally we got this one, man, this is called the Moraga Scorpion Yellow. And I like how this one looks, man. It looks like part of the human body that has an extra skin on there, unless you're circumcised. This guy is probably also real hot. So what I'm going to do with these guys, because they are super hot, I'm probably going to dry these guys. But I'm going to take out the seeds, so now I can have the seeds to grow these very peppers next year. I guess the chiliplants.com, they sell actually chili plants and will ship them to you. I think they'll also sell you the whole peppers, so that you can eat them and then use the seeds to grow them next season. And they'll also sell you the seeds so that you can grow the different peppers. I think the next thing I want to do is I'm going to try one of these guys, see if it lights up my mouth on fire. I'm gonna try the ahi dulce #1, and we're just gonna try a little bit because I'm a freaking chicken, man. It's not hot at all, actually. Whoa. Man, the flavor complexities, peppers are awesome. I mean, it has like, I can't explain, like, it's just so good. Little bit of heat. Of course, if you don't want the heat, don't eat the seeds, and the seeds are very valuable for me not to eat, but to save. It's mildly, very mildly hot with a really rich, intense flavor that I've never gotten out of tomato, man. Woo! I love this one. So good. So next I want to share with you guys their catalog. Check it out. This is the Cross Country Nurseries, chiliplants.com catalog. It says, the world's largest selection of chili and sweet pepper plants, 2013. I mean, this is insane. Like, they have all the listed varieties of peppers listed in here, like over 500 different varieties. I bet you guys didn't know that. I mean, if you go try to buy like pepper plants at your local nursery, they might have green peppers and red peppers, and one of the tips is the green peppers will turn into a color. You know, the green peppers are unripe, and I encourage you always to eat your peppers as ripe as possible, like the ones in the box there. Nice, full, vivid colors. That makes you want to eat them. Don't eat the green ones, man. They're not optimally ripe, and they got that funny flavor in your mouth. Full flavor develops when the plants are optimally ripe. They've been hanging on the plant longer to absorb more of the nutrients from the soil. But yeah, all these different cool kinds, and some varieties may grow better in cooler weather. Some, you know, have a different growth structure. Some are super hot, some are sweet. And, you know, if you order peppers, you could get the exact ones you like. Maybe you like kick-ass hot peppers, and you could order those seeds from chiliplants.com. Maybe you like them really mild. Maybe you just want small ones that are nice and sweet, like that ahi dulce one that I just tasted. So you want to check out the chiliplants.com, their website, maybe request their catalog. Start selecting your seeds now for next year, because it's coming up real quick. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode, learning 10 reasons why to grow more peppers instead of tomatoes, and hopefully guys, next year we'll grow at least one more pepper plant because of watching this video. Once again, my name is John Kohler, and I love my peppers. We'll see you next time, and remember, keep on growing. All right, this is John Kohler with growingyourgreens.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you, and I just got a new toy in the mail. It's right here. Check it out. This is actually called the